Welcome back to my podcast once again. This is Calvin, CPJR, and this is Transparent Conversations, episode number 2.8, episode 2 in 8 days. Announcer guy, bring us on. Welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. It's Friday night, so it must be Friday Night Live on YouTube. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back again. Did the recap show on Wednesday. Now we're back onto the full episode, Friday Night Live, Transparent Conversations. This is my little podcast talking about my life. We're talking about living in recovery. We're talking about ethical non-monogamy. And last week we left it off on boundaries, and I wanted to pick that up again. But first we're gonna have our oh wait a minute. First we're gonna have our check-in. I'm not streaming. We're gonna have our check-in. A little technical difficulty. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have our check-in, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the material this week, or what we're gonna talk about this week. What's the conversation gonna be about? It's gonna be about boundaries, protecting your peace. That is what boundaries do for you. So let me check in. It's been a good week. I've been like today I'm kind of tired. I had like a couple job interviews with hiring managers. I got job interviews set up Monday and Wednesday. So out of four, I definitely should be getting on one real soon. Looking forward to that. I haven't really been out of work long, just since the end of February, and I haven't really started searching. I've been searching for like about 2 weeks now, and things are popping. So I'll be good to get back out. Get back out there. I mostly I like getting out there, commuting. I want to be outside. I know it's warm outside. I actually went for a walk today for the first time. The first time in a long time I hadn't been for a walk. So I walked around the neighborhood this afternoon, just to get out, stretch my legs, and get a little lifted. Interesting. It's hot in here tonight. I do apologize. I think I'm gonna have to wipe my forehead. I don't know what's going on with this heat. I don't know why I'm so nervous tonight. I'm still nervous. I'm still not ready to do this, but I will get there. Definitely. All right. So anyway, that's it. The check in. Like I said, I've been doing interviews. I'm kind of tired. It's been exhausting. I've been, I don't know, talking to recruiters, talking to hiring managers, just going over the same stuff over and over again about my qualifications, what I know, what I don't know. But I know a lot. But yeah. So it should be cool. Probably about hopefully in about a week or so, I'll be back on the grind and doing my thing. So that's been pretty good. I want to talk about the episode numbers, right? Last week I said that I'm going to do the episode number reset by days to match it with my episode numbers, but that doesn't work, right? Last week was 1.1 or episode 1, day 1. Obviously, it's not day 2. It's day 2. It's 8 days. So I'm going to do it like 2.8. So if you know, you know. On that. Also, my birthday is going to be on the 19th. This is my birthday month. I'm going to be 59 years old. I know that's a senior citizen, right? It's funny that I'm going to be 59 years old. I don't really feel like a senior citizen. They send me advertisement for senior living homes or senior citizen buildings or assisted living, and I do not see myself living in anybody's assisted living building anytime soon. I can't even imagine them wanting to be assisted living in an assisted living building anytime soon. So that's definitely out. I think my plan, this is gonna be kind of different. I think I'm gonna build get a van and convert it into a camper van and probably just live in that and just move around the country. That's my plan. It may be kind of crazy, but that's the plan. For now. Actually, no, that's not the plan. Actually, what I want to do is uh buy the van, convert it into a portable studio. Slash. And if I want to stay, somewhere by the beach, and record a podcast and look out over the ocean, I could do that. And that is going to happen. I think probably towards the latter part of this year. It's definitely. I'm gonna do that real soon. I'm ready to go ahead and make that plunge and get that done. As long as I keep myself straight and don't relapse. You know what I'm saying? That's not the plan at all. All right. So, also want to talk about some current events. I'm gonna talk briefly about what's happening out here. We're in the middle of a situation. Uh, Seems like the stock market is crashing, the economy is crashing. We have recession, tariffs on everything. We really don't know what's gonna happen day in and day out, right? Like this whole thing, like I guess in February when my contract ended, I never really thought that the federal workers be getting laid off left and right. It's like and now they're laying off contractors up here. It's a big deal. So, it's just it's a mess. I don't really know what's gonna happen and what I don't know what's gonna happen. None of us do, right? It's just like a really bad situation that people thought wouldn't happen, but still voted for the person who would make it happen. So there's some kind of disconnect in our country. Something's not working. And we really need to figure that out. I don't understand. Well, I would never vote for a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? The reason I wouldn't vote for a billionaire uh, because of the situation that we have now. Billionaires don't care about a recession. They got money in the bank. They can make money off a recession by shorting stocks, shorting stocks of businesses that are doing bad, that are about to go out of business. They can short those and make money. They can wait it out and buy the stocks while they're low, and they're gonna go back up. But so all the damage or what he's doing or what they are doing is not affecting them, right? It's affecting their stock amount, but I'm sure they got cash somewhere, cash, gold. They're good, you know what I'm saying? But we aren't good. We live, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. Most of us are living on borrowed money and borrowed time, and we can't afford to miss a paycheck, or we can't afford to you know uh, get laid off. We can't afford our 401ks going down to zero. So this is a mess, and I don't really know how it's going to work out. I guess if you're a Christian, pray, and if you're a warrior, get out and do something. Speaking of that, there's going to be a rally. I'm in the DMV, as you know. Let me go ahead and prove that out. If you know what that is, you know where I'm at. So yeah, I probably won't go down there. I'm trying to. I think we're gonna sit this one out as black people. I really don't want to. I might go down there. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I might. Just to still on the peripheral and just add my presence to the number. But like I said, I don't want to be around a riot. I don't want them to try to focus on us with the whole DEI and get rid of us. It'll be us causing the problem. They already tore up Black Lives Plaza or Black whatever it is. They tore that up. I went there with my daughter and my whole family in 2020. We went down to the National Portrait Gallery. We down that street, took pictures. Um, it was great, but the moment they get in office, what do? Tear it up. It's just like amazing that we're going through this. And I think I want to say something about the whole Joe Rogan thing. I was a big Joe Rogan fan back in the day. Joe Rogan's one of the reasons why I even thought about doing a podcast. When they first started doing his podcast, I was watching it. It was on like Ustream or something like that. Him and Red Band, and I watched that thing, and it was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was enlightening. They talked about getting high, joking, DMT, tripping, and he would say things against the people who he is right now. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to see, and just to think that now he's backtracking. Um, he's upset about the guys that are being snatched and sent to a prison for no reason, and that's how bad they are, right? You sent a person to prison. I'm not gonna stay on this long. You send a person to prison, wrongly, and you just don't care. So this man from El Salvador did everything right. Came here seeking asylum, got protected status, got married to a citizen, had a child that's a citizen, and he still ended up in an El Salvadorian. He still ended up getting snatched off the street and sent to an El Salvadorian prison, and they don't want to get him out. That's a different kind of evil. That's a different kind of evil. I can't even imagine being able to sleep after doing that to someone, but he said it seemed to bother him because the man's playing golf. So you know, we're um we're up against it. So we're up against it. Um, yeah, so my birthday will be on the 19th. Um, Probably go to 4th of July with the family, chill out, eat something good. And then I will be 59. Like I said, I'm a senior citizen. I don't feel like one. It's amazing that every time I see one of those little, assisted living advertisements or mailings that I get, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm not, I can't even imagine myself living in a senior citizen building. What do they do in senior citizens buildings? I don't know, but I know they don't want me there. Okay. So last week, I was talking about boundaries and how important boundaries are to have, especially if you're in this situation. But actually, boundaries are important to have for anyone. And I don't think we do a good job of teaching boundaries, right? I don't think I taught my daughters about boundaries. Never taught them about them. Couldn't have because I was living with their mother and I didn't have no boundaries. You could just do whatever you want to do, and she didn't either. We didn't understand that whole thing. Boundaries for me, boundaries are us teaching people, letting people know how we want to be treated, right? So it's not about you making a rule. If you cheat, I'm gonna beat you up and lock you up. No, no, no. Boundaries are if our agreement says that we're in monogamy, right? And then you decide that you want to go out and have, anything outside of that, then I have to do something, right? I have to leave. I'm not gonna be mad at you. This is if you have good adult maturity. This is a this is some heavy stuff. Yeah, I don't be I'll be mad at you. I need to be mad at myself because you broke the boundary. I'm gonna be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be mad because I'm also non-monogamous. I'm not gonna be mad because you're doing what you think you need to do for yourself. I'm talking about a scenario. Let's say like before I was non-monogamous, right? Um, um, if you cheat, if you cheat on me, it's impossible to cheat me now. But if you cheated on me in the past, I still wouldn't get mad. I don't have that thing in me. I don't have that jealousy thing in me. If you decide that you want to leave the relationship, just go ahead and go. If you feel like you want to be with somebody else, just do that. Or now, fine, you could just you could be with them too. I don't really have a problem with that. But back in the day, I think that we have it mixed up where if someone cheats on us, they broke a rule and we have to destroy them or beat them or be mad at them or stay with them. The thing is, with me is you can't really, um, you really can't hurt me with being yourself, right? If you being who you are, right, 100%. Like if you're a lying piece of shit, and I still decide to get with you, I can't get mad at you being a lying piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at you being a cheating piece of shit because I know who you were. And the problem is, I don't think we know who the people are we get married. Like the whole thing about the jokes of people, the skits of like people falling asleep when looking at their phone and all this stuff. That's actually a hard boundary for me. You can't look at my phone. I got nothing to hide, but that's my phone, right? I don't look in your phone. Why would you want to look at my phone? And then I tell you again, I'm not monogamous. I'm gonna tell you where I'm at, what I'm doing. So if I'm going on a date or something like that, I'm gonna specifically tell you, yeah, I'm going on a date. Or you could do, and you have the same ability to do to me. So why would you need to go through my phone? This is even before I was not monogamous. I don't understand it. The need, I think for me, and I know a lot of people don't feel this way about it, but if you let me breathe for a second, catch up. Okay, so if you think that you need to um go through my phone, we just not gonna match. It's not, and this and the way I learned about boundaries, um it wasn't through growing up. Never had a conversation about boundaries before. Never have a conversation about how to make relationships work before. It was all trial and error, a lot of error, a lot of error, and I definitely want to go over that tonight. I did. I just, and I realized I played a clip last week about my last relationship with Kimberly and what happened, when I got to my relapse. And I was saying that I didn't know her boundaries, and I felt kind of maybe I was manipulated. No. That's not true. I knew who she was, and I still decided to go into it. So therefore, that alleviates, that puts me 100% in the driver's seat of what happened. Right? I take full responsibility of it. She's a beautiful person. I wish her well and wish her luck. And I'm sorry it didn't work out, but it probably should have never happened in the first place. And that's a lot of my relationships right now, right? Like right now, I'm in a place now. I'm by myself, and it's a good thing I am. I don't want, I kind of want to be by myself. I'm good because I know I need to get myself together to know my boundaries again. You know what I'm saying? I need to know how I want people to treat me. I need to, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to take some time. Cause like I said, I'm just, trying to get up into recovery again. And the moment I know that on the right track is I start feeling emotions. You know what I'm saying? I wake up in the morning, and just this morning, and this is embarrassing. I wake up in the morning, just this morning, I'm listening to a song, and I'm on the floor in the bathroom just crying about shit I did in the past and where I'm at and how can I let all this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And the song that I was listening to, if you know Lil Russell and his person Tieta, um, if you don't know Lil Russell, I suggest that you look him up. Like I said, I think I mentioned him last week too, out of the Bay. But then this girl Tieta, she does like spoken word, and they combine together, and they have some really moving stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell whatever she went through or whatever they went through, they got through it and are doing much better. So it's like a hope thing for me. Um, because I get down on myself, but I never give up. I never think that this is it because I think when I do, like I said, like before, I started having suicidal thoughts. I didn't want to live anymore. Just like why would you want to live if you keep going through the same thing and with the disastrous results? But once I, you know, put that bullshit behind me, I start looking forward, and I know that I know for a fact that once I get my shit together and get it popping again, it's good. But I don't even want to be like that anymore. I just want to be calm. I want to work on this, my studio, my van, my job. If I get the job I want, I will be outside a lot. Um, I got like two. Actually, all the interviews I went on, those jobs I want, they're all good. They're all good, and I definitely will uh they will meet my needs. Let's say that they'll meet my needs, and I will be able to move in the way I want to move, and I will be able to build in the way that I want to build. So whichever one I jump on, I'm not hearing myself. Whichever one I jump on. Wait a minute, I did the whole thing in the deep voice. Okay.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what to do now. Should I just let it go? I didn't have the damn. I'm kind of thinking what I should do now. I'm gonna let it go. So I didn't have the I didn't have the earpiece, the headphones on, the headphone monitor on. And I didn't know that I still had the voice change on. So I probably sounded ridiculous for a little bit, but it's gonna stay. I'm not gonna redo it. It wasn't intentional, but it's kind of stupid. But I'm not gonna fix it. We live. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, I hope that I didn't hear any of that, so I don't know how it sounded. So I hope it's not too crazy. So what am I talking about? Okay, yeah, boundaries. So like I said, boundaries are how we teach people, or how we let people know how we want to be treated, right? So in order to do that, you really have to know yourself. So it's good to take some time to be by yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. Um, so that when if I ever do decide I want to be with somebody else or meet someone else again, I'll know exactly if that person is for me, because They're gonna respect my boundaries. They'll probably have some similar boundaries, and they'll be able to understand, why I have these certain boundaries in place. But it's gonna take some time for me to do that, and that's what I'm doing right now with myself. So I want to talk about boundaries. Okay, so I pulled this up real quick. We're gonna talk about boundaries. Boundaries are expectations, and boundaries are expectations. Can you see that? Boundaries are expectations and needs in different areas of human experience that help a person feel safe and comfortable in their relationships. Below are 6 common boundary areas. The examples of what they include: we have intellectual boundaries, physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, uh, sexual boundaries, time boundaries, and material boundaries. So each of those areas, and those areas are like how, um, and those are important to know, how you want to move in the world, right? How, like, let me give you some examples. I'm gonna give you an example of what I give everybody, right? My one boundary that I don't bend on, and this is gonna be stupid, but if it's gonna be done. So if I, and I do say this for real, if I start talking to you, um, I'm gonna say don't call me. Don't call me before texting me. Please text me first. We can text, and then if you want to talk, just let me know, and then we can arrange a time. You can just call me right then and there. That's in the beginning, right? Once we're in a relationship, you got full access to me. You can call me because we're a team, right? But before that, because then you'll know, if I'm busy doing something, like if I'm doing this right now, you're not gonna call. You're gonna call me, and if I'm doing anything, I could be working on any project, or meditating, walking, out on a date, something like that. It takes nothing to do with text, but that's just a hard boundary for me. And then I know that for some people, I know that if you can't, and for me, if you can't follow that boundary, then I know that you're not going to be able to follow anything else that's rougher. You know what I mean? So that's an example of one of the boundaries that I have. Also, another boundary: don't look at my phone, don't look at my computer, don't ask me about it. If you want to ask me a question, ask me. I'm going to tell you the truth. If you're going to ask me where I'm at, that's one thing about. That's one thing I tell you, that if you know where I'm at all the time, that's good. The moment you don't know where I'm at, it's probably a bad thing, right? That's the honest to God truth. Because I really over communicate once I'm in a relationship. I mean, over communicate everything. But now I know if I'm not monogamous, so I'm in another relationship with somebody else, I know don't share that information. But if I'm with that person, you'll know. And I expect the same, right? So I think that I put those boundaries up because I used to deal with jealousy. That's another thing. No, I don't do jealousy. I don't get jealous. I don't like being around jealous people. I just don't, because it took. I never really got jealous. I don't really understand it. Why would you get mad at someone for doing what they want to do to make themselves happy? Right? That's probably why I'm not monogamous. But if you want to do whatever you want to do, just talk. You could do it. Just be honest. I'm an open book. Like I said, just transparent conversations, safe space, elevated exchanges. Just go ahead and talk about it, because I am. I'm gonna tell you exactly, what's up, what I want to do, and all that good stuff. So that's just something I do. I don't like, so. It's a problem with me, like when I'm like on social media and things like that, and people make these jokes with these phones and want to look in the phone and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, if I suspected you of cheating, which is impossible to cheat on me, if I expected it, if I was in a relationship, cause I don't know, if maybe somebody cheated on me, I don't know. Never went into it. Don't care. Don't care. So if I expected, oh my. This is for a walk. I'm sorry. So if I even expected, or if I expected that you were cheating or something like that, then the whole vibe would be off. So why would I stay? Why would you stay if the vibe is off? If the vibe is bad, why would you stay? I'm not gonna stay. You can easily just go ahead and do what you gotta do for yourself. You're allowed to. You should be. You're an adult. You're an adult, and I think that's what the problem is with most relationships. People want to put rules. Like I already know, like most people I talk to, most women I talk to, They're not going to be non-monogamous. They're not going to be polyamorous. They're not going to be anything. So I don't even bring it up. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's not true. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying I don't bring it up. What I'm saying is, I will bring it up. But I'm saying is, I know that the majority of women, black women out here, are not going to be down with the whole. They're not ethically non-monogamous, not polyamorous, which is fine because that's the relationship I want to be in. I'm not going to force anyone to be in a relationship they don't want to be in because I don't really need it anymore. So, and here's the thing. And when I used to be very active in the ethically non-monogamous community. And when I was ethically, in that community and very active, I only dated non-monogamous women or women that didn't necessarily have to have monogamy as a hard rule or wanted monogamy. That's no problem. But now I also don't have a problem being alone. That's the new thing, and I think maybe that's with age. Maybe that's with age, because I really. Okay, so if I really think about it, like over the last, and I don't care. So if you listen to this podcast, and I may have known you in the past, this is nothing against you. This is just me being honest. I did love you all. So if you that's how I learned a lot about myself, right? The thing about relationships for me is I think you should be in relationships so you can learn who you are. It's because iron sharpens iron, things like that. So when you're in a relationship, right? And if you keep bumping your head up against the exact same thing, like now when the women or even guys, I'll say like guys are saying all women are trash, and women are saying all men are bad, or they'd rather be with the bear, all this kind of stuff. That's probably the men you're choosing. You probably because I believe in that you attract. You know what I'm saying? I attract who you are. I believe that you put energy out there, and that energy attracts people to come into your life, right? The people that should be in your life, or the people that just like to pick up on that energy and then take advantage of it. So, that's another thing about boundaries. Boundaries can also help prevent you from being manipulated, because you know how you want to be treated, and you will not settle for anything else. Some people call that standards. But that's important. That'll keep you from going through relationship after relationship after relationship. It is not them, it is you. Okay? It's not them, it's you. And once you take that responsibility, things get better. I had to do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through a hard time, my second divorce, and I was like, oh, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I did that. I'm glad she's happy now. Because I never really thought I would be divorced from her, or she would be out of my life. But I'm glad she is, because she's happy now. And even though we were happy together most of the time, there was definitely some bad times of me just not doing the right thing. And that has to do with my addiction. So there's no excuse. It shouldn't have been that way. And then when you think about what I'm saying, there's probably never should have been in that relationship. I wish I would have been more healthy. And that's the thing about this. That's the thing I'm saying to you. You also, I said, you protect yourself from being manipulated. I'm the person who I manipulate the best is me, right? I have been telling myself over and over again for 59 years, or 39 years, 20, I don't know however long it was, that I'm gonna get this shit together one day, and it's today, with no proof that I've done anything to make it better, right? So I manipulated myself, and I bring other people into that manipulation. Fortunately, they can leave, and they have left. And I'm happy for them, but I want to do better. Not better for anyone else. I want to do better for myself, because I know that if I ever, or when I stay on the right road, when I do what I'm supposed to do, everything's usually beautiful. So that's what I'm going for now. I want everything to be beautiful, for me or anybody else, but mostly for me. So that's the main thing. I think that we really need to teach our children about boundaries. I think that's an important thing. And I think that we need to look that up. Like, if it wasn't for the me being ethically non-monogamous community, I don't think I would have known about boundaries. I remember my second marriage. Like the first time when we first moved into each other, like we got married. We connected right away. I mean, it was a beautiful courtship, marriage, ring. I'm like everything that any woman could have wanted. I did everything. I did everything, everything, um, everything. Cause I was hooked and she was hooked and I was like, oh shit. And like in 6 months, I'm buying the ring. We getting married. I'm moving you down here. Everything worked out. Um, but I wasn't ready. I don't know what I was talking about. That happens too. Oh, I'm a 420 enthusiast, even though I'm a recovering addict. I'm still a 420 enthusiast. I don't consider, and that's a debate we could talk about. Maybe I'll talk about that next week. Is weed a drug? You know what I'm saying? Is weed a drug? Is it bad for you? Um, should it be illegal? If you're an addict, should you not smoke weed? Should you not drink liquor? Because basically, NA is a program of abstinence, right? It's a program of abstinence. So, like, I'm abstinent right now. Could I be abstinent the rest of my life? Yeah, I don't know. Do I want to be? I don't know. Because I'm definitely gonna have two martinis at my at my birthday when we go out. That's because I always have two martinis when I go out, and that's it. The hard out. Two vodka martinis, $3. I love it. And then I just sit back and chill and talk to everybody. Now, does that still mean that I'm a relapse one day on the bad stuff? Probably, maybe. I don't know. It's one day at a time for me. But if I do, this podcast will end. So if you don't see me sitting right here on a Wednesday and a Thursday, I always joke about this. You know what happened. I don't have to tell you. And will anybody care? I don't know. So that's so it's I don't know if we basically and people I hear people talk about it all the time, but I don't really see it in practice much because I don't like the whole like fighting thing and going back and forth and being miserable and having two kids, then getting all this stuff. Now you want to kill the new boyfriend. We want to fight the old boy. What is all that? I don't understand all that. I really don't. I've never been through it. Wait, hold up. I've never been the guy who was trying to hold on to the girl, um, despite her wanting to leave me. Now, I have been the guy who was with the girl who had the crazy boyfriend, that didn't want her to leave, and that was crazy. All the situations are always crazy because I don't have, like I said, I don't have that in me. I don't understand it. I don't. I don't. I don't want to keep somebody that don't want to be kept. And I definitely know that wherever I'm going, if you don't want to be there, I'm gonna be okay, and I want you to be okay too. But you, um, but you, wanting to hold someone into a relationship, and I've seen crazy stuff with that, man. Crazy stuff, man. Like chicks getting punched in the eye, the teeth knocked out, restraining orders. It was crazy. See, it was crazy for me seeing it because I don't have it in me to do that. So, um, it's best to don't rush into things, and it's best to know yourself first. I think a lot of people just wanted to just move into relationships fast. Like relationships are sacred to me. Especially in like my community, ethically non-monogamous community, relationships are sacred to me. They're important to me. They help you grow. Good ones, even bad ones, help you grow. But it's also good to know what you want, and then also know what you don't want. And one way to do that is to study things, read some books on relationships, go to therapy if you need to. But don't get yourself into a situation because it takes you back. You know what I'm saying? It holds you back, takes you back, and there's no need for it. And plus now, it's a whole new world out here. Women got their own money. They don't need they don't need you. So they're looking for emotionally mature men. And see, the thing about this thing is like everyone's looking for money. A lot of women aren't looking for money. They don't care about money. They got their own money. They're looking for somebody to be with, and that's emotionally. That's support. Um, that's understanding. That's caring. You know what I'm saying? It's just being there for them. You know what I mean? Honestly, and not just you just want a piece of this or a piece of that. You want them. You want to be with them. You want to support them. That's what they need. And I think that's what they're saying. Um, even if even when they got their own money, they just want companionship. You know what I'm saying? A partner, and that doesn't always come with. I don't. The whole 50-50 thing. I don't understand that. So, and I don't understand 50-50. 50-50 is fine. My relationship's been 50-50, and I never even. It wasn't even discussed. It just was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was. Even though most of my relationships I always made more money, and I always chipped in more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take your more of your money. If I'm making more, I'm always gonna chip in more. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I do. And then, like I said, my second marriage, we had we had the whole business going with the whole DJ business, and everything was going good. We had money going out. We had money just coming and going. We had no problems like that. It was just, but it was never a problem because we weren't materialistic, and we were both kind of older, so um, we weren't materialistic. I don't, what I'm saying, I don't care about clothes. I mean, I like to look, comfortable. I don't like to look trashy or torn up. So, but I don't have to have name brand. I used to shop at Kohl's, J.C. Penney's, Old Navy. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I just don't care. And that could be from. I'm sorry. I'm make sure that recruiter isn't reaching out to me. All right. Yeah, I don't care. About material things. So that whole money thing, I don't know. That's some new generation stuff. When I grew up, I don't know. We didn't have these discussions about 50-50 and all that. And I think if you find yourself in a discussion about 50-50, just walk away. You know what I'm saying? That's if you talking to somebody who or just walk away. And I would never date an Instagram model, by the way. Nah, that's crazy. Just walk away because y'all leading with money. It's you leading with something. You're leading with a tool. It's a tool. Money doesn't happen. It's a tool to get happy. So if you need the money to make you happy, when the money not there, you're not gonna be happy. So therefore, you can always chasing the money. You're not gonna be chasing a relationship. You're not gonna be chasing. You're not gonna be able to be happy. I know that. I'm not a Christian anymore, but I know. I think Paul said, "I want to be a base and a balance." You know what I'm saying? He was happy whether he had it or he didn't have it. And that's in the Bible. That's in y'all Bible. Most of y'all are Christians. That's in y'all Bible, right? But y'all don't read it. Y'all don't read it and live it. But y'all always want to say y'all Christians. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus is supposed to be prosperous. That's the ministry. Like Jesus didn't want you to be poor. I don't know. So anyway, happy Easter. So I don't know. I don't know if you got anything out of that. I guess the thing out of that, the one thing I learned, or the one thing I know, and it's important. I already know what I'm talking about next week. And it's important. It's important that you know yourself, right? If you keep having breakups, if you keep going through the same thing, it's you. And only way you're going to prevent that from happening again is to change yourself. What's the thing? I think it's right here. Change I must, or die I will. That's something that us people in recovery, we like to say that basically if I keep going down this same road that I'm going down, I'm going to die. Before it's time for me to die, right? We all gonna die, right? But you're gonna die. I'm gonna die before it's time for me to die, and I'm gonna die miserably. That's one of the things that my worst nightmares, because over the last 4 years, I've known like 4 or 5 people that die out there in the streets on drugs, and it's like I don't. And here's the thing, right? I never want to die in my addiction, so I don't want my parents to not be here, and not see me, walking in with myself and not going through the same thing I've been going through for years. I don't want them to leave here with that. I don't want them to, I want them to know that I'm okay, and that I got things together. So that's my greatest. But I've seen 4 people that I've known that have died in the street, like on overdosing, falling asleep behind the wheel because they don't sleep. And I had a friend from high school that died like that. Like, he was always out driving around late at night and for days not sleeping, and it just finally caught up to him. And I would be in the car with him, he'd be falling asleep, but he was by himself on 95, slammed to a wall, dead. He was paralyzed at first, and that was it. He's gonna be paralyzed for the rest of his life. I think he told him to take him off. He wasn't gonna do the. He told him to take him off the machines, and he passed. Cause I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he wasn't gonna live like that, as a paraplegic. So that was hard. That was hard to deal with. But then that didn't even wake me up though. That's the whole thing, right? I was in a situation one time that, and I don't like talking about this stuff, but I'm gonna talk about this one. I was in a situation one time that people were I was out, what I'm saying, out the street working and everything like this. I wasn't around, and people thought I was dead. They thought I was, because some other people at this other house died. 2 people in the house died together, overdosed fentanyl, and they thought I was there too. And I'm like, I could have been there too. I could have been there that day. And I've seen somebody sitting right next to me just fall out and almost died. You know what I'm saying? And they had to bring him back to life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not a game, and I just don't want to pass like that, and I'm not gonna pass. I'm gonna do everything I can do to not pass like that, because I got too much to do. I got too much to make up for. I got a lot of amends to make up for. I got a lot of amends. What is amends? What do you do? You do amends to do. I have a lot of amends. I gotta make a lot of things right. So that's my goal. I don't know. Hope you got somebody that is very important. It's one of the things that I've learned that, and it slowly crept up on me, and it came up, and it happened, or I figured it out because I was in so many relationships in ethical non-monogamy, because you go back and forth, you have little relationships, big relationships. People just always, trying to get together with different people, and I noticed that most of the time when I get in a relationship, I lose my peace. Right? But I never lost my peace with Heidi. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the one, right? It's like you pretty much, and I think I always say this is my big thing. Relationships, real connections are rare, right? Right? So I don't like dating, none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if we can hang out and figure this thing out, and then if it hooks, I got you. We gonna date. I'm gonna court you. I'm not gonna date you. I'm gonna make this thing work. But unless I feel that connection, I'm not gonna do it. And that connection to me doesn't come with time. It's just like that. It's just like two energy that connects. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just something like you know you could be with somebody. And when you want to be with somebody, the conversation is just easy. The feeling is you're always feeling great when they're around you. But then you also know when it's a struggle, when it's not right, because you don't want to talk to them, you don't want to be around them, but you want to be polite. And that's something I used to do. I'm not. I'm gonna say I'm not polite anymore. No, I used to block people instantly. I stopped doing that though. I just stopped talking to you. Basically, because I don't know this. I'm working on this, right? I don't know what to say to you when I don't want to be with you, but you want to be with me. But sometimes, because I've had the situation where you tell people that and they don't listen. You know what I'm saying? They still want to be with you. They're still trying to work it out. Why are you trying to work it out? I ain't working nothing out with nobody I don't want to be with. If somebody don't want to be with me, go. You know what I'm saying? I'm better off alone, and that's the mentality that people have got to have to stop getting the message they're getting in. If most people had that mentality, all these reality shows would be off in a minute. You know what I'm saying? If most people were about protecting their peace, what will be the point of a reality show? You know what I'm saying? So, protect your peace, man. Learn yourself, learn your boundaries, communicate your boundaries, protect your peace. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not get it back going too far. Like we see people going in relationships now, they're getting mad, killing people, killing everybody. It's just like, what happened? You let somebody get into your peace. I don't, like I said, I'm not mad at anyone for any relationships that I had in the past. I'm mad if it didn't go right, or I knew I shouldn't have been there, but I was trying to be polite, or once I made a commitment, I try to stick to that commitment, and that has cost me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just not being to say, hey, you know what, this ain't gonna work. I don't really like you. I tolerate you. You have a nice vajay. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing, right? But that's not a relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't growing, if a relationship isn't causing you growth, it's causing you harm. You know what I'm saying? You see, you either growing or dying, man. You either growing or dying. All right, that's all I'm gonna say on that. I hope you got something out of it. Maybe not. So like I said, yeah, I'm still looking for. I'm looking for another conversationalist. Somebody to do this pod with. I don't know. Let's talk. We'll see. What we can do. So I'm looking forward to more. This I'm gonna leave boundaries alone for a minute. I already know what I'm talking about next week, but I'm gonna leave boundaries alone for a minute. It's just something that's just there. It's probably gonna come up more times. I just found out. I think episode 59 of my previous podcast was on boundaries. Then we had boundaries and manipulations like 2 podcasts later, and I think that should have been a message to me. Because when I was doing those, I was in a relationship. So interesting that I kept having that. I kept having a thing about that when I knew that my boundaries were being pushed, and I didn't listen. I hope, like I said, I hope you got something out of that. If not, let me know what you want to talk about. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I like to keep these little Friday Night Lives up to 45 minutes. Hope soon. I'm taking a break from weed right now. I think I need to rest on that. I don't know. I think I might have one of these jobs may require me to take a piss test, but legal is weed. Weed is legal up here, so I don't know what that means. If that's the case, I'm not gonna take the job. You're not gonna piss test me. I think I'll be outside. So I think one is I'll be a field technician, and you get a van. You go from different places, so that might be an issue. But if it's not, that's not a job for me. There's one job I want. It's downtown, right on 14th Street. I love to work at downtown. So pray for me. that don't pray for me that I get a job. Pray for me I get the right one, the one that I really want. Cause whatever I get now, I'm gonna stick with it for years and years and years until it's time to retire. I don't really think I will retire though. I don't know what that means. When I say I don't think I retire, I don't think I'll stop doing everything. You know what I'm saying? I'll be doing some project. I'll be building a podcast studio, conversion van. I got my plans: a podcast studio. I want to build conversion vans, custom conversion vans. Me and my brother. That's another thing I'm looking at. I'm gonna do my van first, and then, we'll see if we can make that a business. Like I love that idea of converted vans. I really do. I don't think I'm gonna get a remote job. If I got a remote job, I would definitely probably leave the country and go live in Mexico, or someplace like that. This isn't a comfortable feeling here anymore. It's not fun. It's not lit. Well, let me not say that. If you're not on the Black Podcast, it's not lit. If you're on Black Podcast, it's still lit. Cause I don't see no problem there. It's a different world over there. I think I figured it out though. They got a bag, you know what I'm saying? So they might be another tax bracket, and it's all good for them. But we out here, We struggling. Um, are we struggling? Yeah, I kind of thought I would be struggling more. I still don't know if I actually, but like you know what I'm saying. Like I ran my resume through AI because I need to update it anyway, and I popped it out, and that phone went. Yeah, so it's important to do that. Make sure your resume can be scanned in because I think they use AI on the resumes now. So run yours through AI too, so you know it's formatted correctly. With the keywords, you know, whatever the format of keywords they're gonna, you know, get you to pop out. Because I've had twice. Well, when I did that twice, hit. So that's something you want to look at if you're looking for a job right now. I know a lot of people are. Keep up alive. Let's look out for each other. It's important because we don't know what's gonna happen from day to day, right? Make sure you keep tabs on your people. They could be disappear, gone somewhere. Make sure you keep yourself straight. Keep your third eye open and all that good stuff. So I think I'm gonna leave it there today. I think I had a good time. I'm getting little bit more relaxed with it. I don't know what what this podcast sounded like in the very beginning. Probably sounded kind of crazy. If you're on the Instagram live, it doesn't sound like anything because I wasn't. You don't hear the same thing as the recording through OBS and through the receiver, so it's a little different. So you didn't hear the craziness of my voice. It will be on the video once it goes up. I'm out. Peace. I'll see you on Wednesday for the recap show, and then I'll talk about I'll recap what we did here. I'm gonna talk about pod business like I do, pod studio business, and then I'm gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk the next subject on next week. I think the subject is gonna be about weed. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I definitely need to talk about and get it out there because I definitely want this to be like a 420 advocate. I definitely want to be like a 420 advocate, 420 lifestyle. I think weed is good for you if you use it correctly in a therapeutic way. Don't abuse it. Don't abuse anything. Don't abuse anything. Liquor, alcohol, nothing. Like I say, I have relatives now that are dealing with some stuff. I think it's because they don't know themselves. And I don't know how to break through that. I don't know what I can do. But lead the way. I'm gonna lead the way. Alright, yo, I'm out. Peace. I think I got an announcer guy. I think he's here. Okay? Alright, I'm out. Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. In a few weeks, I'm gonna be out on the streets. I can't wait. Alright, so announcer guy, take us out.
All right, people, we out. Choose love every time, and things will work out. All right, peace. See you next week.
Peace. Love you.